The scent of bleach and old linoleum was the first thing I remembered. Then, the ache in my small shoulders from carrying a laundry basket too big for me. I was 7 again, standing in the doorway of the kitchen where my mother was pointing a perfectly manicured finger at a smudge on the stainless steel fridge. Useless, she hissed. The word as familiar as my own name. Do it again. And the floors need mopping before your father gets home. The first time, I cried. I believed her. I thought every little girl spent her afternoons scrubbing baseboards while her older brother played video games and her parents hosted cocktail parties where they introduced her as, "Oh, little helper," with a tight, warning smile. But that was the old me. The one who lived and died believing love was something you earned with a spotless toilet and silent obedience. My mind, however, was not 7. It was 37, sharpened by a lifetime of therapy, hard-won independence, and the quiet peace of a home I built for myself. A home where I was never called useless. I looked at my mother, really looked. Not with a child's fearful awe, but with an adult's cold clarity. I saw the petty tyranny, the brittle insecurity she masked with cruelty. I saw my father's passive, complicit back as he read the paper. I saw my brother's smirk, already learning the family trait of disdain. I put the laundry basket down. The soft asterisk thump asterisk was louder than any shout. "No," I said, my voice surprisingly steady in its high, childish pitch. My mother froze, her martini glass halfway to her lips. "What did you say to me?" I said no. "The floor is clean. The fridge is clean. I am going to read my book now." I recited it like a mantra, the words I'd always wished I'd had. Sputtering indignation followed. Threats of no dinner, no privileges. My father peered over his paper, bewildered. "Just do as your mother says, sweetheart. Don't make a fuss." I turned to him. "Why? So you don't have to deal with her." "I'm not your buffer anymore." The terminology was too adult, but the shock on his face was worth it. I didn't rebel with slamming doors or tantrums. I rebelled with unnerving calm. When told to make my brother's bed, I would ask, "Is his arm broken?" When handed a list of chores, I would say, "I'll do my fair share," which is 1/4. Here is the list divided into 4 sections. You can choose yours first. I started quoting child labor laws at the dinner table. I left library books on developmental psychology open in the living room. I looked at them not with fear, but with a kind of detached, clinical pity that unnerved them more than any anger. The power shift was subtle, then seismic. They didn't know how to handle a child who wasn't afraid, who saw their dysfunction laid bare. My mother's tirades began to sound hollow, even to her. My father started occasionally to do the dishes himself. I wasn't winning a war. I was dismantling a system, brick by brick, from the inside. I was 7, with the eyes of a woman who had already escaped them once. This time, I wasn't waiting to escape. I was teaching them, from the very beginning, that I was not their maid. I was their daughter, and they would have to learn what that really meant.